Hello and welcome to another video. If you're new around here, my name is TheDiamond Bullet, and today we're going to be looking at the UK's most deadly spiders. You're going to see images, I've got information. This is a little tester, some would say, for a new channel I want to do where I'm going to be educating people on spiders, their behaviours, the way they act, and try improve one question I'm always saying, that spiders aren't. One second. Okay, I am now holding a spider. It's on my shoulder. Don't go on my shoulder. Wanted to stop panicking. I want to identify it. Pretty sure I know what the spider is, but I have no lights on. Turn my light on with my under the desk. So, UK doesn't have very many venomous, naturally dangerous spiders. If you, I know exactly what the spider breed is just by how it's acting. Hey. You're something new. Hey, you. You're not one of the spiders I'm talking. Oh no, you are what I. Okay. The one I'm holding, we are talking about today. Anyway, so I'm not a professional by any means, but any way of what are you doing? But I am going off of lived experience and research. So as I was saying before I got really interrupted by this little guy, spiders in the UK, there are some venomous ones, yes, but they don't even compare to those in other countries such as America, Africa, or Australia. And everyone knows Australia, known for its big, deadly spiders and everything wanting to kill you. It is the land of deadly creatures, I guess you could say. But guys can be venomous, and I have just read a news article that I already know to be completely, well, not fabricated. There was absolutely no evidence to support the claim. And I'm going to be falsifying the claim made on that article without showing you the article. The article will be linked down below. But I'm currently focused on this spider and its whereabouts. I don't want it to go missing. This is also the final spider we're going to be talking about, the one that's in my hand, which is the most demonized UK spider and labeled the most dangerous UK spider. And I'll go more into detail about that later on. However, trying to stop this guy going all the way up my arm. The first one we're talking about today is this little guy. This is a tube web spider. It is up there in terms of its danger levels, along with this spider I'm currently holding and the other spider we're talking about today. These can grow quite large They can go. The female can grow 14 millimeters to 22 millimeters in body, or 40 to 50 if you include their legs, which are quite large. And for those of you that don't know, in the spider world, it's the females that tend to be larger. Their appearance, as you can see on the image, they've got a where are you going? They've got a heavy abdomen that is kind of bulbous, some would say, or cylindrical. They are typically a charcoal color, a nice dark black, like the one in the image. This is not my hand in the image. I've not actually seen one or held one, or something spooked this guy. What spooked you, little guy? Is it the fan? It's probably the fan. Like the fan being. Fix that. So yeah, they've also got metallic green fangs. They have 3 pairs of legs that face directly forwards. As I'll point out, image. When I where are you going? Stop it. Making this very difficult for me. Here. This one seems to be missing a pair. A set. Which is unique for some reason. Don't know why they're like that. This actually explains it. Where they live, they live in crevices. They like to be on deep cracks and old brickwork, stone walls, flint buildings, window frames with thick silk tubes. And they are common in the southern port towns of England and London. Now, I am going to say this. I've not been bitten by any of the spiders we're discussing today. That includes the one I'm currently holding. Their hunting style, they're ambush predators. So they spin a silken tube that extends deep into a wall crack and straight kind of like tripwire silk lines that radiate outwards from the entrance. Spider sits at the mouth of the tube with its forward-facing legs resting on the wires. The second a moth or beetle steps on the wire, the spider is super speedy. It almost teleports, grabs it, and drags it deep within its little burrow tunnel. It is very difficult to read my script whilst holding you little moving fuck. Now, whilst I'm actually holding this spider, something I am going to say, most spiders, they can't see very well. Which is why they heavily rely on the vibrations of their webs, vibrations or air changes of the world around them in order to detect their prey. The smartest and most vision advanced spider in the world is obviously the jumping spider, which can actually remember people who treat it well, kind of like how a black raven can as well. So their venom, it's a neurotoxin that is designed to paralyze fast-flying insects. It is the most potent of the 3 to humans, but they are reclusive and stay in tubes. They will deliver a sharp, offensive bite that will result in a throbbing ache, significant swelling, localized numbness. It can radiate upwards, and it can spread for several hours. Now, that is a fact file I have on that particular species. The biggest giveaway that if you are seeing one of these, that you are seeing one of these, is their legs and their colour. Not only their home, but they are beautiful, and I do hope to one day get one on camera. I do have a video recorded where I'm talking about this very spider that's crawling along me, and I can't tell for sure if it's the same spot. Actually, I can tell because that one's there. That one might be dead. I just saw a cellar spider, another common UK spider, commonly called the daddy longlegs. Anyway, so they're black colour, green fangs, the fact they hide in tubes, and they have those sets of forward-facing legs are what? Them. Now, their neurotoxin is mild. It will cause pain, it will cause swelling, but it will not kill unless it gets infected. And that's what I'm going to be talking later on. Next spider, I kind of accidentally gave it away whilst trying to handle this little fucker. Stop that. This is the woodlouse spider. It is a ground-dwelling nocturnal hunter. I will say the false widow is also nocturnal, and it does have the ability to crack heavy armor of heavily armored creatures, or land crustaceans, crabs, that sort of thing. As you can see on the image, they are seed sand. The sizes, they can grow to 15 millimeters. Body length, males again being significantly smaller. Their appearance, they've got high contrast between the head, the legs, body. Everything is very bright, very vibrant. They have a completely smooth, oval-shaped abdomen and a pale cream or dirty beige colour. They have massive forward-painting scissor-like fangs. You're going to stay there, which you can see are clearly in this image right there. They look scary. I searched an image of this whilst researching this video. The first thing I said to myself was, it is spooky. They are exclusively ground dwellers. They prefer dark, damp outdoor environments under logs, loose stones, leaf litter, garden flower pots. They occasionally wander onto ground floors or into basements. So they live in the same habitats as what they're named after, the woodlouse, which is ironic. But they are also built to eat dead woodlice. I don't think they can eat and track down crabs. I said that as a bit of an exaggeration, but they can woodlouse. They are active, free-roaming nocturnal predators. They do not build a web to catch food. They stalk it on the ground at night. When they find a woodlouse, use their elongated fangs to bypass or pierce straight through the woodlouse's exoskeleton. They do have a highly specialized venom, specialized for invertebrates, but mechanically intimidating to humans with its fangs. Oh, you've got off me. How have you done that? You smart little fucker. It's their fangs. If they are handled roughly, they will readily bite to defend themselves. And it will feel like a sharp prick followed by an intense localized burning or itch, which will also leave a small red welt, which could last up to a couple of days. I need to stop handling all these spiders because I am discovering spots on my body. I'm pretty sure they are biting me, but I cannot be sure. It could also be due to they could be heat lumps, because it is very warm right now in the UK. with it being the summer. But I've also been holding spiders for quite a while, and I think I would know if one had. Um, so that is this creature. They are very spooky looking. They're tri-colored, like most flags of the world. Um, they are beautiful in their own right. And I do want to study them closer up. I can't say I've ever seen one, or that I've ever come across one, or that I've ever handled one. But the next spider I'm going to show 3 pictures of. So if you are an arachnophobic and you've made it this far by looking at the screen, I am proud of you. But now would be the time to look away. Because this voted the most dangerous spider in the UK. It is the false widow, or noble false widow. It is very famous, very common, and very misunderstood. They are cobweb, comb-footed spiders. They do have comb feet on their backs, which they use as a wrapping device, kind of like how a bale wrapper would work on a bale, but they are doing it. Food, they keep their head away so that they can remain nice, safe. In terms of size, they can grow between 10 and 14 millimeters in body length, or up to 32 millimeters in span. Now, I'm going to discuss these 3 pictures because these are all 3 different false widow spiders that I personally have handled. I'm going to explain each of the images, the locations of the images, and why I took them. So this first image, this one, taken in my bathroom. I was just in the shower when I noticed there was a false widow struggling against changing in air pressure, moistness, and so I saved it. And I took a picture of me doing so. Because I like taking pictures. And I send them to my friends who don't like spiders very much but are not arachnophobes. And their first words were, "Those buggers can bite." Yes, they can. But only typically if you squash them. Or if they feel like it's what they need to do. I handle them with great care. And I'm very gentle with them. Very gentle with them. Second photo, which is a significantly shinier false widow, was taken at the top of my stairs. I live in a flat, but I live in a house that's been converted into 2 flats. So I live upstairs, and that one was taken at the top of my stairs. That false widow, I believe, still lives here. I can't. And the final one, what I've named Big Bertha, because she's absolutely huge. I think she is full size, and I'm pretty sure she is female. These others and this one I'm holding might be. She is huge. That picture is very zoomed in and heavily cropped, yes. However, she is still absolutely massive. Now something about these spiders. Their webs are unique. Their webs are pure and utter chaos. As you can see, this is all webbing. This is all webbing. Reason is, want to confuse their prey more. And seller spiders are assholes. Seller spiders will use this against them. So in terms of their appearance, we're going to use this middle one because it is the clearest picture. They have a highly bulbous, glossy dark brown abdomen, which has a cream or yellowish pattern its back, which frequently resembles a crescent moon, pentagon, or even a human skull, which this one I think is the skull. It kind of looks like it's got a smiley face. This one looks like a star. This is Big Bertha. I wonder if Big Bertha is out right now. She is. I can see her. She's in my kitchen above my window, and I can see her on my desk. That's how big she is. This picture does not do her justice. She is huge. I have held her at one point. But I don't. I try not to. I've tried to hold her more. But she always retreats back into the air vent that she's made her home. They like to live both indoors and outdoors. They love higher, undisturbed corners like window frames, porch ceilings, kitchen vents like this one, and garden sheds. They are static web hunters. They build a messy, three-dimensional angle of incredibly strong, dry structural silk. They sit in a hidden retreat at the top and rush down when vibrations rattle the anchor lines. Now, that brings me onto the cellar spider, currently trying to escape along my ceiling. The cellar spider hunts by finding these webs of other spiders, causing a vibration, then using its long front legs as kind of a ranged weapon. And the spider that they're hunting is captured. And that's kind of why I believe the one that's up there might be dead. But it also might not be. Could just be hiding in the corner. I have to find out afterwards. Because I did record a video with that spider. It's a shame if that one's dead. I don't know where I'm going to put this one, because I think this is one I originally tried getting down from the ceiling, but it escaped. I originally thought this was a missing sector orb weaver because of its reaction. Sector orb weavers like when they feel threatened. It's kind of cute. Their venom is a very, very mild neurotoxin. They are very docile. As I said, I am currently handling one of these. I have been this entire video. They like to curl up into a ball or flee. They do like to try and flee. They would prefer to get away to bite. They bite when they are often skin. It's been described to feel similar to that of a bee or wasp sting. A localized burning, mild swelling, and it dissipates after a few hours. Now, this news report, I saw a picture with a man with a large wound on his chest. He blames little guys, the false widow, because again, the media demonizes these because these are so misunderstood. No one takes the time to actually research them. And only time something like that happens after getting bitten by one of these is by infection or by irritating the wound. So basically, long story short, the spider isn't responsible for the guy's wound. You can check the article down below and you'll see it's pretty bad, but it definitely wasn't just a bite from one. They can get infected, anything can get infected, and that's what causes those kind of reactions. Could also be allergies, I guess, but it's more likely to be infection. So these guys, again, like I said, I've been handling this one this whole time, and it's not bit me. Not bit me at all. And it's just a little baby one, I think. Doesn't actually have a full design on its back yet, which is why I struggled to identify it. I had to identify it based on its behavior. How could I identify it based on its behavior? When I handle these, their first instinct is to turn me into their home. And I'll tell you why they do that. Again, spiders, they don't have the best eyesight. So when one of us humans is handling them, they don't see us as a big, scary monster. They see us as a warm, soft, sometimes gentle if you're gentle, a warm, soft, gentle bed. Kind of like how we see our beds. And if they come off of a cold wall, they do like warmth, they do like the cold as well. They like humidity, which is why they tend to be above windows. Especially above windows near sinks. They will just calm down eventually. Like this one right now is on my fingertip, and it is adorable because it is so small and so cute. I'm gonna take a picture of it. I'm gonna try to take a picture. Or it is. When I tried to get a photo of these, start running. First. Oh, that is such a good photo. Are you helping me for some? Play capture for a second. Why are you running? Calm down for a second so I can get this picture of you up for video. Please. Trying to turn me into its home again. Bottom. Up. Play capture. This is the little guy that I'm currently holding. As you can see, he's just a little guy. Now he's on my leg. Fallen onto my leg. And he's fallen onto my leg again. Panicking now. Okay, he's on my desk. He's on my chair. Okay. The reason is because he keeps laying his web on me. I keep moving whilst his web is attached to me when he moves from hand to hand. It causes a strange kind of reaction. So this is the little spoon that I'm holding. As you can see, he's only a little guy. But he is very obviously the false widow. You can see the slightness of his design, his colour, legs, which tend to be that deep hazelnutty kind of colour. Now you can also see my my fingerprint. because of how zoomed in I put the image, because of how small he really is, because that is just my fingertip. He's just a cute little guy. And yes, I call spiders cute. Sue me. But yeah, that's going to do it for this video. If you learned something new, let me know what it was down below. That's going to do it for this one. Thank you for coming out and watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.